Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sell More Book Show, episode 637. I'm not in my normal digs. I'm not live. Everything's different. I'm in New York City speaking at an event coming up tonight. I'm very, very excited about it. And I wanted to make sure that we continued the long standing tradition of the Sell More Book Show coming at you every single week. So we're not doing our live episode. I think we might not be able to be live for a few weeks here, but we are doing 637. Now, why am I in New York? So I'm speaking at this wonderful retreat called the Be Seen Retreat, run by an amazing company. And we're branching out at Best Page Forward. We're talking more to the nonfiction author world. We're talking to business owners who don't even have a book yet. And that's an exciting new wing of the company, a new little side hustle. And so it's going to be really, really interesting to help folks come up with their ideas and make it work with their business and create their funnels. And I'm very excited for all of it. So excited that I'm even launching a book. I'm doing a Kickstarter campaign for it. It's called Booked for Life. You may have seen it around. I've been emailing about it. This is a campaign for this new book. It's got a foreword written by my mentor, Amanda Francis, the Money Queen. And I'm really fired up for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that all the rewards we have, like behind the scenes stuff of us helping another author and business owner to create their book from scratch, I think people are going to love it. So here's the thing. You can check that out. It's going to be on Kickstarter. It's going to launch July 7th. So stay tuned for more information on that. In the meantime, we have a previous week's question, which was, what does your sustainable, joyful author career look like 10 years from now? And I'd love to hear more of you guys having thoughts on this because we didn't have too many replies. One said, I'll be dead in 10 years. But, let's go into a more positive answer. Helena Hattery said, one of the realizations I came to this week was that with all the translations and formats of the books I have now, if each of those ASINs only produced $1 per day in royalties, I'd make over $100,000 per year, and each new title added to the total. Now, with inflation at the current rate, 100K might be peanuts in 10 years, so I need to keep adding titles. But that realization took some of the stress off. It made me value my catalog a whole lot more. It also made me rethink some of my marketing strategies. Helena, I love this. And I think that we need to pay attention to what puts pressure on us. Because sometimes if we find a way, sometimes just a reframing, it can make a huge, huge difference with how we feel. And how we feel is going to affect what we produce. So let's go into the top story. Should there be an ISBN resurgence? For many self-published authors, the need to pay for International Standard Book Numbers, ISBNs, or officially register their books for copyright is optional, but it might be time for a change, says Michael Capobianco for Writer Beware. Until the recent lawsuits, there was little need to pay for your ISBNs. The free versions offered by retailers didn't come with many limitations, and who supplied the ISBN didn't really matter. Officially registering your book with the Copyright Office was seen as optional, expensive, and a hassle for many authors. After all, your work is already automatically copyrighted, whether it's registered or not. The extra protection offered by registering seemed unlikely to be needed until now. Or more accurately, until the settlement of the Anthropic and Meta class action lawsuits changed the rules. While the laws themselves haven't changed, the settlements agreed to include official copyright registrations and ISBN requirements for payouts. That means that if your book doesn't have an ISBN, plus an official copyright registered within the first 5 years of first publication, and a copyright that was registered before being illegally downloaded by the AI companies, you're out of luck. These cases are already settled, but many authors feel burned by the system and are looking for more protection for future books. Quote, So, will there now be a rush by indie authors to purchase ISBNs? Asked Capobianco. Starting to make sense to spend the time and money on both. Quote, like with copyright registration and rights reversion, the effort and outlay start to look worthwhile. Large copyright class actions and settlements change everything. Quote, so here are the hot potatoes of wisdom questions. Isn't it too late to worry about AI companies using your books or not? Why bother registering now if they're not going to do it again? I will admit, I have not registered copyrights for my books or gotten my own ISBNs for them, but I have clients who have. I even have one client who's expecting to get a six-figure payout from Anthropic, or is it Anthropic? From a whatever, because they always got ISBNs and always got copyrights. So they planned ahead. And I think that one of the things with copyrights and ISBNs is it does take planning ahead, like a real business. And so I think that it might make sense to maybe start with your next book, starting to register copyright and get that ISBN. Second question, if I simply need an ISBN, what are the benefits of buying your own ISBN versus using the ones provided for free by some companies? So I think that it's a matter of control and intellectual property. It's unlikely that something is going to come up like this lawsuit that often, but there is a chance that if it does come up, it may be a matter of your ISBN versus their ISBN. If it's Amazon's ISBN, maybe it doesn't make as much of an impact. But if it's your ISBN, it might make more of an impact. And so we want to keep that in mind just in case any future things like this come about. Last question here. Is registering a copyright do-it-yourself? Do you have to hire someone to do the copyright like you do for a trademark? No, you do not need to necessarily hire a lawyer or anything. There are ways to do this. Look, this is where YouTube and Google become your friend. It is definitely doable. But ask around the indie author community, because there are thousands of authors who do this. Ask them what they do, compare their notes to what Google says, and you'll end up in good shape. Let's get into the lightning round here. Building a full ecosystem, email, social, ads, direct sales, podcast presence, reader community, feels overwhelming to most authors. What's the mindset shift that lets someone build it sustainably over years instead of burning out trying to do it all at once? I want you to remember, most authors who found great success in their lives got really good at one writing thing and one marketing thing. They grew that, and then they came back and filled in the cracks. You do not need to do it all at once. You can build it up over time, because that would be following the same path as successful authors. And you want to model these successful authors. Second question, when I started writing, it was because I appreciated beautiful prose. Now I hate that I might have to write simpler in order to make money. Is that true? So I think there are authors who have never changed their writing style who have grown, and there are authors who have adapted and changed their writing styles who have grown. And so I don't think it is a one or the other situation. I think you can absolutely still grow without making significant changes to your writing style. But you do want to keep in mind, what is it in my genre that works? And if you can identify the things that work without necessarily changing everything up and taking on a persona, I think you can still make good book sales. Third question, if an author wants to still be in business in 10 years from now, through changes you and I can't even predict yet, what's the foundational mindset they will need to build now before they know what the next shift will be? Find ways to build a community on your land. You don't want to be building Amazon followers or necessarily even Instagram and TikTok followers. You want to be getting people over to you. You want their email addresses. In a future time, you might even want their phone numbers for text messages. There are plenty of people who do that now, not just future times. I think it'll be future times for indie authors. But if you can work on building the foundation of people, building the foundation of relationships, that's going to serve you in 10 years, 20 years, etc. It all starts with relationships. Would you rather automate or outsource? I would rather outsource because I trust that a person who is really, really good is going to figure out a good system, and that person can actually at some point automate. I'm fine with that. But I do think that I have found that when people do it versus when a system automatically does it, um, we can keep an eye on it better. If something is completely automated and a mistake happens, you might not see it for a while. That's the difference between delegation and abdication. And lastly, what's a practice or mindset you've personally built into your own business to protect your joy and energy long term? Every morning, I listen to uplifting, motivational meditations or music. I have other spots built into my day to walk and to listen to additional uplifting things to make it every single day has been the new thing for me, whether I'm out of town in New York City or whether I am at home. I am keeping that as part of my routine no matter what, and that has made the biggest difference. We need a question of the week. I'm going to go with this last question. What's a practice or mindset you've personally built into your own business to protect your joy and energy long term? You can answer the question of the week over at the Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group or at sellmorebookshow.com. Thank you for this short and sweet episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk to you soon for episode 638. I hope you have a great week of book selling, everybody, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye.